Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to Sports Club. A lot to talk about today in the football world. A lot going on. By the way, if you're following the NBA, also we got going on the Los Angeles Lakers battling uphill against the Denver Nuggets. Right now, 29-22 as we're watching live, keeping up on the scores. If you like basketball, you know we got all sports right here. We're going to try to keep you guys updated, but definitely we focus on football here, or soccer, as many of you may know it. We are obviously recording for the podcast, so shout out to everybody that listens to the podcast on Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Thank you to everyone. By the way, new video on the YouTube channel. You guys can watch it. It's a reaction to Barry Bonds in the career highlights. One of the greats, one of the GOATs of baseball. A lot of controversy, of course, because he didn't make it to the Hall of Fame. He won't be a Hall of Famer as far as the Hall of Fame inducting him. They could do something else to put him in there, but he just ran out of tries. But definitely leave your comments. By the way, like I said, we're gonna keep you updated on what's going on basketball right now as LeBron James and Los Angeles Lakers try to climb an impossible battle. I mean, they're trying to. I mean, come on. They're down 3-0 against the Denver Nuggets. Impossible. All right, let's talk about football, man. Let's get started. Let's get started because something important going on, of course, and that is what you guys see on the, because you can actually watch the episodes. I want to let everybody know you can actually watch these episodes live on Twitch at Club Sport. That's it, just at Club Sports Double B, and you'll be able to watch these live, or you can enjoy the full episodes on Spotify. Of course on Spotify, man. You know that, man. Come on. And also you can watch a lot of these clips on YouTube as well. So you'll get to do that. We're trying to grow everything. We're trying to grow all the platforms. So just give us a shout out. We have some followers on Spotify. So thank you to everybody. Thank you to Dubs, he real deal or real day. I'm sorry. Shout out to you, my brother, for subscribing to the YouTube channel. Man, what the heck, man? What's up with Spain in La Liga? What's going on? A lot of racism stuff going on there, man. And there is definitely no place for that right now in the league, in any league. There's no place for that in football in general, in anywhere, not just not just football, not just soccer. So any sport, any job, anything, there's just no room for that. There shouldn't be right now, 2023. There shouldn't even be a question. But that's the world we're living in. But I gave a shout out to Vinicius Júnior for standing up for himself. All that threw him off, though. You can watch that game, and it just, all that was just bad for him, bad for the league, bad for sports in general. It doesn't only happen in the United States. Everybody thinks that it's just in the U.S. No, everywhere people are just dumb and just say stupid stuff to get a rise out of someone. And of course, this fan, it will be easy for them to find out who this dude was or girl. I don't know, to be honest. I think from the video I can see that he was pointing at a guy. I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter. Should be gone. Should be out completely. Out of should be able to come and watch Valencia or any other club. And you know what I mean? It just man, it's crazy that's what's going on right now, and that's what we have to talk about. Everybody's been talking about this, man. Everybody's been on this 24/7. What's going on with Vinicius? What happened? And it just shouldn't be. Shouldn't have to deal with stuff like that. Shouldn't deal with stuff like that, man. This kid, and he's a young lad, man. He's a young kid dealing with this crap. nobody should be dealing with this, but just in general, man, what the hell is going on with people in society? You pay your hard-earned money. You pay your hard-earned money to go and supposedly to go enjoy a match, but instead you just go and shout out racism epithets. I mean, what's going on? I like this thing. I like to think what's the thought process in that. You know what I mean? I want to know that. Like, what did they think? These idiots that go to the game and do that crap. What do they think, man? You know, it's just dumb, stupid, and it should be banned. This dude should be banned for life, for life, for life, man. I mean, you know, he ain't gonna change. People like this don't change, man. I'm sorry, people like this don't change, and it's just a bad view. I mean, right now everybody's talking. Even Vinicius, you know, he came out and said you know, this, and I'll try to find it and read it. And if you're watching it on Spotify or Twitch, you can actually read it with me. And but he said something along the lines of, you know, this used to be the league of Ronaldo, Ronaldinho. He mentioned a lot of other players, Messi, and now it's the league of racism. I hate to generalize, but I mean he was hurt, and he had the right to say something, you know, and that's how he perceives it. Because you got to also put yourself in the position of a black person. Because if you're not black and you don't suffer that, or you're not a brown skinned person, if you don't experience it, until you experience that, you won't know what it is. You won't know what that person is feeling. You know what I mean? Can you imagine the stadium? I'm not saying that the whole stadium was chanting racism, racist remarks. I'm not saying that. But if you're in that position, you're a young kid, you get hot, all of a sudden, all the fans are looking at you, yelling at you, maybe not racist remarks, but you get the crowd against you. And now you get hot, and now you get ejected like he did on the game. So everything just starts going downhill, man. Everything starts going downhill. And he was targeted by a lot of Valencia fans over the weekend. He was. And I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's cool. I mean, but you had a lot of people. I mean, Patrice Evra, he played for Manchester United. He was he said some things in his favor. Rio Ferdinand, of course, a longtime Manchester United player. He also experienced that in his playing time in England. Because I want to also, I mean, I've been seeing a lot of videos, a lot of channels, a lot of sports. You know, I like to watch a lot of things to stay up to date with the latest news. And there, a lot of the English commentators are making it about a country, about the league, saying La Liga needs to change this. La Liga is known for being racist. Listen, man, Premier League doesn't fall behind either. They don't fall behind either. Y'all need to chill. Talking about a country, talking about a league. The whole Europe, everybody in Europe is like that. I'm not saying they're racist. What I'm trying to say is everybody in Europe have that problem. The same as the United States. You see that all the time in the U.S. You see that all the time. You know, you don't see it as much. I mean, you see racism. You don't really see that in sports as much. A lot of people with the Boston Celtics basketball, you know, the NBA team, one of the greatest teams in basketball history, is being known for being a racist club. Matter of fact, and also this had happened in with the Red Sox in Boston, and I want to say his name was Torrey. Man, I know who he is, and you'll know if you watch baseball. But his first name was Torrey. He made it clear. He said, "I will never play for the Boston Red Sox simply because it's a racist city. I will never go there to do that and to play, never, even if I'm going broke." He said that, and I mean it's a personal choice, of course, and you know it's it just goes to tell you that this happens here, this happens in South America, this happens in Europe, this happens everywhere. But we need to keep battling this. We can't just let it slide, man. We can't let it slide. I mean, football is a sport that pulls the masses. I mean, everybody loves football, man, except for the U.S. I mean, we're starting to catch up over here, but we still got a long ways as far as being a top sport here. But everybody else in the world, man, football / soccer is everything. And, I would hate that this beautiful sport is stained by this, it just sucks, man. Like I said, stupid people do stupid things. That doesn't mean, however, that they get to continue to do that. That doesn't mean that. But it definitely, something needs to be done. Something needs to be done, man. And it's not the first time with Vinicius either. It's not the first time. It's not the first time with him. It's been happening. He's had the audacity, the balls to go out there and say, hey, hold on, we're going to stop playing right here. We're going to stop playing. I want to talk to you. And he's going to address the situation. And that's what needs to be done. I mean, that's what needs to be done. In all reality, that's what needs to be done. The game needs to be stopped. And you need to go take care of that. There's nothing else to be done. There's no game to be played. And then right here we see a little scuffle that what was going on. Because they ejected Vinicius. They said what they didn't want to show is him getting choked out by the player of Valencia's player. I don't know. A lot going on. He right there, he's pointing at that guy. He's like, it was him. It is a little hard too, because I mean, at the end of the day, man, when somebody yells, you can know in the vicinity, in the area, or where it could have came. The word, the remark, or maybe it was a group. We don't know that. Oh, he knows that, but I'm saying he may not know that. You know what I mean? He may not know that. Right there, he's like, it was him right there. It was him right there. But it doesn't matter, right? What I can tell you is the fools around him, they should point him out. All the idiots that are standing beside him, they could be like, hey, man, that was uncalled for. It was this guy. You need to go. That's what the right person does. Because you destroy the product. You destroy somebody's feelings. You destroy somebody's. I mean, Vinicius could have went crazy and started just punching the hell out of the fans. He could have jumped over that, gone over there, and beat the hell out of those guys. And what was going to happen to Vinicius? Going to get suspended. Going to get a big fine. Going to get suspended for a lot of games. Even could potentially get kicked out of the league. I mean, it's just a big deal. It's kind of like what happened with, it's a big rule that leagues, the sports make when it comes to players and the stands. You can't go to them stands. You cannot go up to them stands. I mean, you know what happened at the Malice in the Palace. Malice in the Palace, man. Woo! Man, that was fine. Ryan Artest, Steven Jackson, gone for the rest of the season. Because they went up to the stands and start punching fans and stuff. But what I'm trying to tell you is, in that moment, if you watch basketball, man, you'll remember, in that moment, Ryan Artest was laying on the table, chilling, waiting for everything to cool down, and a fan threw food, beverages at him on the scoring table. And, I mean, he lost it. I mean, I'm not condoning violence, but, man, you got to be one hell of a man to turn the other cheek. You got to be. You know what I mean? It's not acceptable, man. It's not acceptable whatsoever. It should never be accepted. And something needs to be done. So like I'm saying, what if Vinicius would have went crazy and he just would have, went over that fence and just beat the hell out of the guy? What if he started punching the wrong guy? See, we don't think about all this because Vinicius is supposed to stay cool. He's supposed to, Valencia. I want to just say also something about Valencia's players, man. Y'all a bunch of punks. If the man, why would he want to stop the game? Why? What does he gain by doing that? I want to know that. What does he gain by simply stopping the game, by not playing? Well, what does he gain? He's losing 1-0. They can easily tie this game. You know, I mean, it doesn't mean anything. The La Liga is already won by Barcelona. The Champions League, they got eliminated in a bad way. It doesn't matter. But it's football. They want to play it. They want to play the game. Why? I mean, if you're a Valencia defender, player, whoever was in that vicinity, more than likely everybody. If the man is telling you, somebody called him out his name, somebody was racist towards him, you as a player, you're supposed to have some kind of, sportsmanship. You know what I'm saying? You should have that. Because, it's not like Valencia, they don't have black players. Well, what would have happened if it was one of their teammates? That I want to know that. You got to have some compassion, man. Well, why would this guy not, why would he lie? It's just, come on, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know what I mean? I don't get that. And I don't know, man. But this needs to be stopped. And we need to stop talking about this crap. But we will never stop if people don't stop saying stupid stuff. You know what I mean? We will never stop. We will never stop, man. And that's what sucks, because the fans, there's a lot of good fans too. See, this game, a lot of people were going at the referee. A lot of people going at the referee. They say this game should have been stopped. This game should have been, he should have understood. And I will say one thing though, because I did see the referee's actions, and it seemed like he was there. He was trying to. He was talking to. I'm just going off the mannerisms. The talk that he was doing, touching Vinicius, telling him, "Hey, I understand what you're saying." I could see that, and but it's a tough situation to be if you're the referee, of course. But you got to be compassionate. If you're the other team. A lot of people were saying, game should have been stopped, and it very well could have been, but I think you need to have a substantial proof that this happened. I'm not saying, because I don't want to contradict myself, but clearly you want to be, you don't just want to stop a game. You need to be sure this happened, or that he heard the right thing, because you just don't want to stop a game if something didn't happen. I know I'm kind of contradicting myself here, but because I know Vinicius, if he heard it, then we should believe him, right? I know that, but the referee also has a job. It's not just for one player; it's for the both teams, the league. Now if the referee is like, "Hey, I heard that. I'm with you. I'm not gonna go with this." Valencia, you want to play, you want to continue to play. This is what happened. I heard it. He heard it. And obviously the sportsmanship would have been, like, hey, we're not going to play this game, man. We got black players too. And even if we don't, it doesn't it's not right. So that would have been the great thing, the good thing. But I don't know. And as far as Real Madrid season, it just doesn't end well. A lot of people came out and talked. Real Madrid came out and said things, obviously having their players back. A lot of rumors talking about Vinicius may leave La Liga and Real Madrid due to ongoing racism abuse. Unfortunately, my man, this crap goes on in every league, and you're not about to retire being a player, because that's not going to happen. Because even if you go to be a doctor, they're going to say stupid stuff. If you go be an influencer, they're going to say stupid stuff all the time. And it doesn't just have to be about racism. I mean, I've gotten live and I've been called fat, obese. I've been called all kinds of names. But, of course, that's not the same as somebody saying a racial remark. I get that. But you know, it's not La Liga. But actually, I saw something also on social media saying that he's not even entertaining that thought. So, I mean, good for him. Obviously, at the end of the day, himself, he can be an advocate. He can go out. He can get players. He can try to do stuff and to try to better this. But that's as far as he can do. He's not in charge. I think Tebas. He is the president of La Liga and also the president of Spanish football. Needs to the Federation of Spanish Football. They need to come out. They both need to work together and work on their own league to fix this issue. But it just doesn't pertain to them. Premier League, English football. This happens all the time in France too. French football, Netherlands, Italians, everybody, Germans. It happens a lot in Germany too. So, this needs to be addressed and this needs to be fixed. It'll be hard. It'll be hard, man. It'll be hard, but it's part of it, I guess. All right. Well, enough of that. Enough of that because it just we can't move forward. So hopefully everything gets fixed. By the way, Guardiola explains what Manchester City needs to do in order to be considered the greatest. That's something interesting that I see. Pep Guardiola is one of the greatest coaches of all time. Of all time, some people might say he is the greatest. I mean, that's it's depending on what you believe, what you see, and I mean how you like football. That's whatever. A lot of controversy on what people consider good football, and because I mean, some people were like, "Hey, I don't need to have the ball all day to feel good." Not necessarily true, I don't think, but still, I think it's a fair assessment to say that the Pep is one of the greatest today, without a shot of a doubt, without getting into the controversy of saying yes, he is the greatest. I think he's in the top. You got Club, you got. Hey, I got a text message saying Arteta should be up there. With all due respect, man. Hey, I'm hurt because Arsenal, man, they just blew this Premier League. A lot of comments, a lot of controversy on that. But Pep Guardiola, man, he got his team right just in time. But what did he say for him in order to be considered one of the greatest? I mean, of course, achievements are one thing. They got another Premier League. They got that one. They could potentially win a UEFA Champions League, which is actually a very, very important title, and the one that he actually wants the most, the one that all Manchester City want the most, the one that Pep Guardiola wants the most, the one that a bunch of these players want the most is this Champions League. This could be a deal breaker for everybody. If Manchester City loses this finals, it could be bad. It could be bad for the citizens because it would be another finals loss. I mean, the way they lost last year against Chelsea wasn't, the greatest. I don't know if there's such thing as a greatest way they're losing, but I'm saying it wasn't up to par what the type of players that they got, how they're considered in the world, how their coach is considered in the world. It just wasn't up to par against how they lost against Chelsea, and also in previous years, how they got eliminated in Champions League. So they need to win this one. That's just facts. They need to win this one. It's just how the cookie crumbles, man. He knows. Manchester City and Pep Guardiola knows that this one needs to be done. Of course, Arsenal losing against Nottingham Forest concluded and secured Manchester City's win. But fans are not too excited about Premier League. I mean, they want the Premier League. Surely is the best local league in clubs right now. So they're getting another one. Cool. And just slowly but surely, man. Slowly but surely, Manchester City is adding up to the history and to the charts, because Manchester City is a big club recognized worldwide because of because simply of the money that was invested in the club, of the players that were going there. But not much history behind that, not much history behind the club. So that this was something important for this Champions League would be everything. It would be everything. And so they're adding up. And this is important because Manchester United, how many champions do they got? I think Manchester United has 2 or 3. Not very many, and that's the rival. And that's a club that's been alive for as long as we can remember. So what did he say? He was describing what he thought they needed in order to be considered the greatest. Number one, he described the achievement as exceptional, winning this Premier League, but emphasized that the need to win the Champions League is everything. With the upcoming final against Inter Milan on June 10th, providing the city with an opportunity to claim their first ever Champions League title, he said, quote, "A 5th Premier League title in 6 years. 7 in 12. I couldn't have imagined winning 5 out of 6. I believe we have done something exceptional. It's truly extraordinary, and people recognize the magnitude of our success." He also said, to be considered one of the greatest, we have to win the Champions League. Winning in Europe, the Champions League is necessary to be considered to teams like Manchester United or Liverpool. See, right there, is I mean, the dude is giving Manchester United, Liverpool. Well, Liverpool is one of the clubs, if I'm not mistaken, right now, the second with most Champions Leagues. If not over Milan, tied with Milan with 6, if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to, he's saying it, if you have to win a Champions League, if you want to be considered one of the greatest, like Manchester United or Liverpool. But it's also unfair to dismiss the importance of the Premier League if we don't win it. As I was saying earlier, of course, they want to win the Premier League. They've won the Premier League multiple times, and that adds up. It adds up because it's something that's always discussed. Who has the most the Premier Leagues? Who's that? Manchester United, Liverpool. Who has? Okay, Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester City, up there too. So, but he knows Champions League is what moves the world in Europe. Every team wants Champions League, man. Everybody wants to be that player that's like, hey, I was there at Etihad Stadium winning the Champions League. He also said sometimes training under this pressure is also fulfilling. It's necessary. I'm sorry. We constantly remind ourselves that we have to do it. If the club continues on this path, sooner or later we will achieve it. But for now, we must make every effort. That's what Pep Guardiola said. He lifted the European trophy twice as a manager during his time in Barcelona. He won 2. He's won 2 only. And we're talking about back 1,000 years ago. He's been trying. Couldn't do it with Bayern Munich. He could not do it in Manchester City. He got close to the finals. but he lost against Chelsea. Additionally, the club are preparing the FA Cup final against city rivals Manchester United, aiming to achieve a historic treble. This could be the greatest season for Manchester City fans. This could be the greatest of all time for them, and greatest of all time for some people besides being a citizen, because how many teams have won the Triple Crown? How many? Talking about their league, their local cup, and the Champions League. And I'm not talking about any local cup, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about the FA Cup. The FA Cup that has thousands of years of history. When I say thousands, I'm exaggerating, so just bear with me. I don't want to have somebody in the comment section going, that's not a thought. I get it. It's not been 1,000 years yet of football creation. But the English created football, meaning it's been a long time since the FA Cup been going on. And also the Premier League, a really, really famous, valued, and important league to play. So this treble, man, it would be everything. He also said, with the relationship I have with Mikel Arteta, congratulations for what they've done. He's brought them back to what Arsenal was in the past. It's a similar battle to Liverpool in previous seasons. They took us to our limits. He's giving a shout out to Arsenal. He knows that Arteta, in the beginning, he was doubted. He was doubted, man. He was doubted. And, it took a lot. But I will talk about Arsenal here in a second. I understand what Guardiola is saying. He wants to give him a shout out. He knows Arteta too from being Spanish, of course. But Arsenal, they should have done better. They should have won this Premier League. Been a long time since Arsenal won. Let's keep it real. He also said, quote, with the relationship. I already read that. He said there's a tendency to underestimate them. They are winners, he said about Arsenal. They pushed us, and they are an exceptional team. They should be proud of their journey. They need to maintain their performance, and they will continue to challenge us. See what he said at the end? It also talks, because he congratulates Arsenal, but at the end he goes, they need to keep this performance, and they will continue to challenge us. He didn't say they would, if they continue this work, they will win and beat us. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. I get it. But if I'm an Arsenal player, if I'm Odegaard, and I'm listening to this dude, congratulate us, great, everything is good. But at the end, we will continue to only challenge them. Nah, man. You got to have some competitive nature if you're an Arsenal player, fan, whatever it may be. They know they made big mistakes to let this one go, and they just need to come back next season and fix it. But those are the things that the Guardiola said about what he explained what he needs to do what Manchester City needs to do in order to be considered the greatest. Just keep fighting. But he also mentioned that Champions League is everything. That Champions League is everything, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not fool ourselves. That championship is everything. He knows that if Manchester, man, I'm telling you, man, you guys can leave me messages, tell me I'm wrong, whatever. But if Manchester United, if Manchester City, I'm sorry, they lose this finals against Inter Milan. Inter Milan is a team that's quiet now. We got a lot of good players. Lautaro Martinez, Edin Dzeko, great goalkeeper. A lot of good players. Simone Inzaghi doing his thing as Inter manager. And they know that everybody talks about Manchester City. Everybody's about the possession, about how pretty football looks in the hands of, or in the feet, rather, of Manchester City. So they're taking all this in, and they're recharging. They're recharging, and they're putting it. It wouldn't surprise me. This is old Italian and Argentinian methods. Put all the newspapers, all the headlines, all over the locker room. Everybody talking about Manchester City. Everybody saying Manchester City is going to walk through this finals. It wouldn't surprise me because this is a method that I've seen and heard many times before when it comes to these teams like Inter. It wouldn't surprise me if they just put it everywhere and use it as fuel to go against Guardiola and his players. So, I think the pressure is on Manchester City. I don't know about you guys. You guys can leave me a message. But I think this is the time. This is the time that they're going to have to do something about this finals. City knows they have to win it. All right, let's keep moving on. We have a lot of news roundup. Let's get to the news roundup real quick. Everton owner Farhad Moshiri signs exclusivity agreement with MSP Sports Capital. Let's read a little bit more about into this because a lot of people don't understand, and quite frankly, myself, when it comes to capital financial situations, I just know what I know and don't know what I don't know. So let's just read the article real quick by Sky Sports News. And OneFootball says Sky Sports News have reported that Everton owner Farhad Moshiri has signed an exclusivity agreement with the American investment company MSP Sports Capital. MSP has been in discussions with Moshiri for months over a potential investment into Everton, and the agreement will put the New York-based firm in pole position to provide investment into the club. Negotiations over the deal are progressing well. However, there is still work to be done by both parties before it can be finalized. Everton have reportedly been in discussions with Miami-based investment fund 777 partners over a potential investment. 777 already have a portfolio of several football clubs, such as recently relegated German side Hertha Berlin, recently promoted Genoa in Italy, as well as Red Stars FC in France and Vasco da Gama in Brazil. So we'll see what happens, man. You guys got the article here at in OneFootball, and we'll see what happens then. All right. So, and we were moving on to Serie A. We're moving to Serie A. This is crazy what I heard today, and I want to show this. Juventus is in more legal trouble. Let's switch the article right here. From probe into player salaries. Juventus said 23 players agreed to reduce their salary for 4 months to help their club. What is this? What is going on? This is something unheard of. Juventus had problems before in around 2011, 12. They got relegated by some things that weren't going well. So, but man, what the heck? Now they're in financial problems? This is not good. This is not good whatsoever. Just simply because they're asking players. I mean, you see Di Maria's poor guys, his face is all like in the struggle. I mean, they're asking. Let's just read the article a little bit. Juventus is in more legal trouble after the Italian Soccer Federation on Friday charged the club and former team directors with allegedly fraud for the way they handled player salary cuts during the coronavirus pandemic. I want to say something, man. I like Juventus, La Vecchia Signora, but man, I just don't understand how this club is 10 years later, around 10 years later, back into bullcrap, doing illegal, shady stuff. What's going on, man? What's going on? I don't get it. Man. They say at the start of the pandemic, Juventus said 23 players agreed to reduce their salary for 4 months to help the club through the crisis. But prosecutors claim that the players gave up only 1 month's salary. Former Juventus president Andrea Agnelli, former vice president Pavel Nedved, ex-player, ex-all-time player of the Juventus, and former sports director Fabio Paratici are among those charged. The charges will lead to another sports trial after the federation already inflicted a 15-point penalty on Juventus this season for false accounting. The 15 points penalty was suspended last month on appeal to the country's highest sports court within the Italian Olympic Committee and referred back to the Soccer Federation's appeals court for a new sentence. I mean, this is part of the news roundup, of course, so this is just crazy, man. Meanwhile, continuous prosecutor in Turin have also charged Juventus, Agnelli, and 11 others with false communications by a company listed publicly on the Milan short stock exchange, obstructing watchdog agencies, false billing, and market manipulation. Juventus was eliminated from the Europa League semifinals by Sevilla on Thursday, leaving the club without any titles this season and any more money coming in for playing international games. I mean, this is just crazy. I mean, I don't know what to say when it comes to stuff like that. It's just insane, man. I mean, what can you say when somebody when this happens? What can you say? There's nothing you can do. Juventus, you're one of the greatest clubs history-wise. History-wise, you're one of the greatest clubs there could ever be. Not very many finals. You always choke on the Champions League finals. But man, you're gonna get into this crap after you were relegated. In Pavel Nedved, man, you're an idol, historic player of the team, and you're gonna do this crap to your own team, bro. Come on, man. You have no shame, bro. No shame. No shame whatsoever. And it's just sad. It's just sad to see that. I mean, what can you say? Right, let's just move on. Anyways, Premier League relegation battle. What happens to lead? Leicester and Everton. By the way, Everton, come on. Southampton already descended. There's nothing they can do. But surprising to see Everton, of course. Bad season. European football is the way football needs to be played. Meaning, if you're in the last three, gone. No talk, nothing to do. No, like in South America, they have percentages. In America in general, you have percentages, etc. None of that crap. You either don't go down there and you stay in for the next season. If you go down there in the last three, you're gone down. So Southampton has been relegated to the championship. Everton, Leeds, and Leicester are battling to stay in Premier League. Leicester and Leeds currently occupy the final two relegation places. Nottingham Forest secure their status after beating Arsenal. Also, this was a match they had to win. And with Premier League relegation fight now in its final week, Everton, Leeds, and Leicester all find themselves in danger of dropping into the championship along with already relegated Southampton. Southampton's 11-year spell in Premier League came to an end following their defeat against Fulham. But who else will join him? We'll see. Everton, it will be a disaster if Everton goes down there. I mean, Everton, Liverpool's rivals. Everton has always been a team that, in my eyes, always a team that stayed focused. Maybe not winning all the time. Maybe not always winning the Premier League, but always staying there. Qualifying for Europa League, qualifying for Champions every now and then, staying right there in the fight. So it would be sad. It would be, of course, there's a bunch of stuff going on, a bunch of stuff being talked about when it comes to Everton relegating. So I hope they don't. Leicester City, man, they did a tremendous job years ago. They had Mahrez and they did just a tremendous job winning a Premier League title. But they just simply are not a big enough club to always maintain. And Leeds United, they just came back up not too long ago, a few seasons ago, with if I'm not mistaken, with Bielsa, right? So they're going back down. Another historic franchise now, Leeds. Leeds has been a historic franchise in football, in English football. But I mean, it's hard, man. It's hard with staying. This is like the top of the top. Premier League is just a tough, just a tough league, man. It's a tough league. So let's move on. Let's get to it. Let's just check some news, man. What's going on? What's going on here? Let me see. I'm just trying to see if we're missing anything with the news roundup. And by the way, U.S. Cup El Tráfico Rocky Mountain rivalries arrive on round 16. I can't read. Round 16. MLS going hard too. Let's check. Let's check real quick. I don't want to say the wrong thing, man. By the way, you can watch a lot of these clips on YouTube. So feel free to just follow us on there. Feel free to check us out. Let's get to the MLS news roundup and see what's happening. You got the U.S. Cup, like I said, El Tráfico Mountain rivalries around 16. Man, a lot going on, man. Cincinnati's Luciano Acosta named player of the match. He's playing good too. I've been hearing a lot about him. By the way, shout out to St. Louis for having a team in America. Now I can have a team that I can focus on my fan base. I can be a fan of them. I used to be a fan of Kansas City, sporting Kansas City because they were the closest one to me. But now we have one in St. Louis, so I'm happy about that. And I cannot wait until FIFA puts them in the game, man. I cannot wait. Let's look at the standings of the MLS. St. Louis I can't believe a new club like that just taking over. I'm serious. Well, the Eastern Conference, Cincinnati over top. Nashville, too, new club. I mean, football, we need to grow it, man. We need to grow football here in the United States. Nashville, another team that's getting it done. Atlanta United, another team. Orlando, man, that's not a good spot for Orlando. But who's down there? Surprisingly, both New York teams. What's up with that? Miami, what's up with that, man? Come on, man. That's way too low for these clubs. See, every time I looked at the MLS, I always went with the New York Red Bulls. And sometimes with the New York City, come on. You guys are been in the league for a long time. You guys need to stay up to par, man. Let's go to the Western Conference. What's happening? LA, baby. LA is up there. Seattle up there battling. St. Louis third. St. Louis 22 points. Third, man. I'm liking that. San Jose right there. Minnesota. Vancouver. Let's see if we have a little. See, look at that. Sporting Kansas City down with the win. Fabulous. They're down, man. That's crazy. And LAX last. Wow. That is insane. By the way, I want to know why St. Louis is considered in the Western Conference when it has nothing to do with the West. But anyways, that was the news roundup for that. Let's keep moving forward. We have one news. Oh, we have a reaction? Okay, they're telling me we have a reaction. So let's do that. What are we going to react to? Ooh, but okay, so they're telling me that we have the best goals of the season so far. I mean, we got one more week for the Premier League. You're talking about for the Premier League season. Okay. So why don't we just wait until next week? That just makes no sense. But I mean, it is what it is. Okay, let's do a reaction. Every show we're gonna do a reaction. So let's get it going, man. Let's get it going because we've been on air for a long time. So all right, let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. What are we watching? The best Premier League goals so far this season, 2022-2023. Hopefully we don't. I mean, you know, we don't get no copyright. Shout out to Trequarista TV, 75,000 subscribers, man. Thank you so much, and for letting us use this video of yours. Great edit, and let's get to it. Come on, I like your logo, man. Okay, who's this? Fabian Schär. Hey, I didn't see it. Okay, hey, that's not bad. That's good. Fabian, that's good, brother. Who we got? Darwin Nunez. Hey, man, he's a player. Ooh, I like that. What are you talking about? Let's go back to that. Ooh, mercy. Tuck. You see that? Just tuck. Man, that's good, man. That's good. All right, James Ward. Boomba. Man. Oh, I thought that was, man, but that's still, man. That's still good. Going golfing. All right, we got Kernan. Wow, yeah, man. Low. Yeah, a lot of just strength, man. Just the ball floating. Gabriel Jesus, Arsenal. Boomba. Unbelievable. Unbelievable ball right there to the corner. Gabriel Jesus, man, leaving from Manchester City, going to Arsenal, man. He turned out to be good. Da Silva left just outside of the square. Boomba. Come on, man. Come on. Who we got this time? Gabriel Martinelli. Yes, sir. Arsenal Leicester. Yes, sir. Down there. Just soft and swiftly done. A lot of Arsenal. Kevin De Bruyne, Manchester City. Boomba. 3 fingers. That's just textbook, man. Just put it right there. Bah. Man, unbelievable. Kevin De Bruyne. Who's this? Danny Ings. Ooh, look at that. Tack. Man, that's crazy, man. That's good. Now that's good, man. Koulibaly. Boomba. Oh man, he hit that with his knee or what? Did he hit that with his knee? Koulibaly, great player, man. Luis Diaz, Colombian. Come on. Boomba. Unbelievable, man. The Colombian star. The newest Colombian star. Who we got right now? Pierre-Emile Ober. Down. I remember that last name, but I don't think that's who I'm thinking. Is he Danish? Jadon Sancho. Ooh, let him slide. Yes, sir. Let him slide. Let him walk. Right there, man. Down there. Who this is? James Madison. Boomba. Unbelievable. Man, that's just a. Did it hit? Did it bounce on somebody though? No. Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid, Newcastle. Man, that's unbelievable, man. Che Adams. Ooh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, that's a good one. William Saliba. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Man, that's crazy. I mean, this man is 10. Who that is? Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott, man. Right on. Raheem Sterling, Chelsea. Man. Hey, I saw a tweet talking about Raheem Sterling congratulating Manchester City and saying, I wish I would have never left. I don't think it was him, though. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Boom. Man, right to the corner, man, where the spiders chill. You cannot guard that. You cannot. Bruno Fernandes. Tuck. I'm not going to say that was easy, but it looked easy. It looked easy. I'm just saying, man. Saha. Wilfred. Whoo. He been playing for Crystal Palace for 1,000 years too, man. Didn't he play for Chelsea? Man, but Saha has been a constant player in the Premier League. Joao Cancelo. Tumba. Portuguese. Right there, man. To the corner where the spiders chill. Douglas Luiz. What the? Is that an Olympic? Oh, my goodness. Olympic goal. Yes, sir. Right there. Julian Alvarez, Argentina. River Plate, ex-River Plate, one of the greatest, if not the greatest club in South America. Right there. Who else? Luis Siniestra. Pumba. Hey, that's a good goal, man. He had everybody fooled. Man. Playing soccer is just so difficult, man, for real. Romeo Lavia. Pumba. Southampton versus Chelsea. Hey man, I got a rule. If the goalkeeper touches it, he could have gotten it out. Who that is? Isak. Today, hey, I watched Newcastle today, and Isak played good. He played good. All right, who else? Ivan Tony, Brentford. Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, yeah, that's good, that's good. Let's go with the last one. Let's go with the last one. Who this is? Ivan Tony. Oh, mercy. Well, this is that was a good one. That was a good one. All right. Well, those are the goals that we got so far. Production just sucked today. They couldn't get all the goals. But anyways, that is a great goal. And hey, comment if you like this video, if you like this reaction. Let me know in the comment section. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to Twitch. Follow us on Spotify and we're everywhere as far as podcasts. And you can enjoy us. You can join us live on Twitch every day, or you can watch the clips on YouTube, or you can also join us on the replay on Spotify and all your other. You can watch the video also on Spotify only. So hey, thank you for watching and for staying here at Soccer Talk Podcast with Chris Rodriguez. Thank you so much. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. We're at Club Sports, at Club Sports Double B. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Hey, thank you for real. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys next time.